Yo, what's going on guys, it's Cynical, and today for you guys I'm bringing you a gameplay analysis of the most recent Kingdom Hearts 2.8 trailer. Today we're going to be looking over all of the gameplay that was included in the final trailer for Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep. There was just over 20 seconds of actually brand new footage, which is always really fantastic. I was really impressed with Square Enix seeing the amount of footage that was actually jam-packed into this trailer, and the good thing is most of this footage is actually brand new, if not all of it, so that's really fantastic to see. There's actually quite a lot to talk about, so let's just dive straight into it. The first thing we see right here is Aqua fighting through overgrown thorns with what looks to be red sort of tassely bits all around the thorns. This might indicate that, of course, we can actually lock onto the thorns to then, of course, clear the path. It's definitely apparent that this section of 0.2 Birth by Sleep takes place with inside of the Enchanted Dominion, and you guys will definitely find out why later on. We've actually seen this scene from a lot of the different screenshots from the very recent Famitsu scans. The trailer then switches over to the whole customization thing. Now, we've actually talked about the whole customization thing in a separate video, so I'm going to leave an annotation and link down below to that video if you guys want to check that out. However though, there are a couple of interesting things with inside of this menu section. The first thing is, let's look at the playtime. So on this current save file in the trailer, it's displaying 4 hours and 25 minutes, which is a pretty good indication that this game has a decent amount of length to it. In the past, it's been described that 0.2 Birth by Sleep is of course a mini episode and not a fully fledged new Kingdom Hearts title, which means that there are a few hours game time for 0.2 Birth by Sleep, but of course in comparison to a game like Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2, this game isn't going to take you up to the 20-hour plus mark. Still though, honestly, I'm surprised to see 4 hours there. It means that there's going to be a decent amount of playtime for 0.2 Birth by Sleep. The last interesting thing I noticed in this menu is definitely the world icon for the Realm of Darkness. It's known as Dark World, so I thought I'd just throw that out there. If we look at the main menu, there's two panels that I do find very interesting. The first one is objectives. Now I think this is going to come in really handy just so that we know what we're doing and of course where we have to go. I find that in some Kingdom Hearts games it can sort of be very confusing as to like where to go and exactly what we're doing, so hopefully this objectives tab is going to give us a nice display as to exactly what we have to do next. The other interesting thing is story, so I gather that this is going to be a tab to explain what's currently going on in the story of 0.2 Birth by Sleep. It'll most likely be very similar to that of Jiminy's journal. The other cool thing is Aqua is clearly level 57 on this save file. Once again, it gives us a clear indication that there's a decent amount to Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep. Initially, I was very confused as to exactly how the leveling would work in 0.2 Birth by Sleep, but it would definitely appear as if you can actually get to level 99, which of course is the usual max level for a Kingdom Hearts game. That is pretty crazy considering the fact that 0.2 Birth by Sleep is considered a mini episode. In the next scene, we see Aqua walking towards a mirror inside of a structure. I'm fairly certain that this area of the game is actually taking place within the fallen world of Dwarf Woodlands, as the backdrop of this area is extremely similar to the other Dwarf Woodlands areas that we've seen in previous trailers. If we take a look at the map, we'll notice that the structure that Aqua is about to walk into looks like a circle on the mini-map. We'll also notice two other circle structures on the mini-map as well. This might indicate that we actually have to go into these structures to activate something to do with the mirror that is inside. That will then take us into some sort of fighting or battle phase. In the next scene, we see Aqua running through a massive wide open cavern looking area with a bunch of blue crystals scattered all over the place. I just have to say, this scene right here gives us a really good display of how good Kingdom Hearts is looking for the next generation of the franchise. The lighting effects look absolutely fantastic, as well as the ground textures. I definitely feel as if this scene right here gives a sort of realism look towards Kingdom Hearts, and honestly I wasn't really expecting that, because when you think of Kingdom Hearts you think of sort of a cartoon styled graphic sense. The really cool thing about this scene is it displays that Mickey Mouse is indeed a party member at a certain point of 0.2 Birth by Sleep. We do indeed know that at a certain point throughout 0.2 we do indeed come in contact with Mickey, so I think from there on in he does become a party member. In the past, Mickey Mouse has of course assisted us in battle, but to the point he's really never actually been a true party party member to the extent of actually following us around the world space. I'm definitely pretty excited to see if Mickey Mouse is, of course, a decent party member. And of course to see if his healing's better than Donald's. Now in terms of where this location is, who exactly knows, but I do feel as if this is probably towards the end of 0.2 Birth by Sleep. The reason why I say that is, for one, Mickey Mouse is your party member at this point in the game, and two, I definitely get a sort of dark margin feel to this location. At the end of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Secret episode actually takes place after the events of 0.2 Birth by Sleep, and we can clearly see Aqua in the dark margin. Oh yeah, and also there's a chest over there, so keep that in mind for when you actually play the game. In the next scene, we see Aqua in Deep Jungle going down the jungle sliders. Oh, shit, wrong game, wrong game. This isn't Kingdom Hearts 1. I just thought this looked like the jungle sliders from Deep Jungle. Shit. In the next scene, we see Aqua sliding down some vines using flow motion in what looks to be the thorny area, and of course I definitely do believe that this is the enchanted dominion fallen into darkness. You guys will see why later. While we slide down these vines, it's definitely apparent that the dark side Heartless on the sides are trying to kill her. They activate these big red orb attacks, and in order to dodge it, we have to jump over them. The trailer then switches to a scene where we're actually fighting a dark side Heartless, and in the background is Maleficent's castle. This definitely confirms that the thorny area of 0.2 Birth by Sleep is indeed the enchanted dominion fallen into darkness. Now it's definitely apparent that this dark side Heartless is a lot more beefier than the one we've fought throughout the Kingdom Hearts series. For starters, this one right here has 5 blocks of HP. That's pretty damn crazy. The first attack we see the dark side Heartless use is the Dark Orb attack. So I'm not really too sure what the actual attack is, but this is a familiar attack we've seen from the dark side Heartless throughout the Kingdom Hearts games. Essentially, the dark side Heartless will shoot out a bunch of dark energy, and that dark energy will try and home in to, of course, attack you. We see this, and it looks pretty much no different to how it usually works in the previous games. The last attack we see the dark side Heartless use is this thing right here. And this is the reason behind why I'm saying that this guy is a lot beefier than the dark side Heartless in the previous games. I don't know what this is, but this is some sort of mega death ray that you do not want to come in contact with. It appears as if the dark side Heartless summons some sort of energy from the sky, and it rains down a bunch of beams to, of course, cover the area. So it looks as if you pretty much have no option other than to dodge the incoming beams. The creepy thing I noticed is there's like 4 dark side Heartless watching this one dark side Heartless kick your ass. So, yeah, that's always good. And for the last gameplay section of the trailer, we see King Mickey and Aqua on Destiny Islands, all fallen to shit, like most of the worlds that we're going through in 0.2 Birth by Sleep. It's definitely very reminiscent of how Destiny Islands looks towards the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, where we access it through the end of the world. Keep in mind that Destiny Islands did fall to darkness, so this is the result of it. It's all completely messed up. Now, the gameplay section of this scene is actually very interesting. It appears to be that the Heartless Swarm here, which, keep in mind, looks to be the hardest swarm out of the game, just due to the massive health bar it has, it looks to be that they are all getting pulled into a gravitational vortex. Now, this could actually be gravity magic in effect, and we do know that the magic for the next generation of Kingdom Hearts does work a little bit differently compared to the magic that we've seen throughout the Kingdom Hearts series, so perhaps maybe this is the new gravity magic in effect, where it actually pulls everything into one single group. If so, I have to say, this is actually a way better gravity spell than the one we see in Kingdom Hearts 1. It looks to be pretty useful as it pulls the whole swarm into one area, allowing Aqua to shoot forward magic and basically just have a lot of time to, of course, attack the swarm, which is pretty damn awesome. The next thing that I thought I'd mention is these 3 little arrows that keep appearing. These arrows actually appeared back when Aqua was actually fighting the dark side Heartless, and initially I thought to myself, well, maybe this is an indication of the fact that once all 3 of these arrows appear over the command menu, it initially means that Aqua can then use the link or team attack with Mickey. The thing that makes me think otherwise about this is that Mickey isn't actually present with Aqua while she's fighting the dark dark side Heartless, yet these arrows still appear. The final section of this scene, we see both Mickey and Aqua perform a pretty damn cool attack, which looks to be called Wayfinder, where essentially they team up. Aqua then uses these chains from the Master's Defender Keyblade to chain the whole swarm into a ball, and then Aqua and Mickey get right underneath the ball and cast a magical powerful spell. I think what's really cool about this attack is most certainly the chains, and I believe this is probably a power directly from Ericus's Keyblade, as we've seen these chains before in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. However guys, that is all I picked out of the gameplay section for the brand new Kingdom Hearts 2.8 final trailer. It'd be super cool if you guys could like this video just to show your support. If of course I did miss out anything interesting, be sure to leave it down in the comment section below. However guys, hope you had a fantastic day, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.